Hello everyone, and welcome back. Alberto here once again with loyal Paolo to my left once again. And once again, we're going to call David from England. David, can you hear us?
Can you hear me this time?
Yes, we can.
Hey!
That's perfect. All right. So just for a bit of introduction, just in case someone hasn't heard of Starship Troopers Terran Command yet. David, what is Starship Troopers Terran Command?
Starship Troopers Terran Command is a real-time strategy game based on the kind of Starship Troopers movie license that involves the Federation and the Arachnids disliking each other for various reasons. It's a mostly single-player focused RTS game where you're going out there taking control of the Federation's troops and doing your best to invade a planet that has lots of important things on it and obviously lots of bugs on it because, well, we're the point otherwise.
All right. That sounds great. Well, we have shown you gameplay clips before of the game, a few snippets here and there, but we never really shown you the full game itself. We never really showed an actual full stream of a mission. And we have a treat for you today because that's what we're going to do today. Before we get to it, though, I must remind you something. The game is in a pre-beta stage, so it hasn't been tested extensively to a wider audience. It's just been tested internally. So, of course, we plan to keep improving the game, to keep adding extra polish and basically listen to a wider feedback when it will be time for it. We know that plenty of you have already applied to the beta. The wait is pretty, well, you won't have to wait much longer because we're really, really close to launching the first beta now. But yeah, we will give you further news about that when the time is due. But yeah, as mentioned today, we're going to show you a full mission of Starship Troopers Terran Command. This is a pretty good impression of what the game is about. Of course, there might be a couple of glitches here and there due to it being a pre-beta stage, but if that happens, just bear with us. David, I'm pretty sure that you can tell you can tell the viewers if something is not final yet or something glitches out. Yes. Anyway, the mission is called Peace of Mind. It's basically a mix of defensive and offensive gameplay. So what are we seeing here, David? What can you tell us about it?
Sorry, do you want to press pause a second, Paolo, just so I can talk about some of the things? So, yeah, this is kind of from the pre-beta, so it's not been played by anybody yet, and this is a special version of this map we've made for this stream. So obviously in the final game, there's a whole story about why you're there. There's characters to talk about, but we haven't cast them yet, so they're not in this stream. So this is very much a set piece to show the gameplay and some of the nature of the level we want to talk about. But obviously there's bits still to come in that they're coming. Sorry, Paolo, carry on. So what we're looking at here is kind of our main base here. This is kind of our main radio station. The main objective of this map is to survive, stay in put, keep this radio base operational, and push out from here to reopen these mining shafts nearby. The whole reason you're on this planet is because the mobile infantry and fleet need the minerals for their war effort against the Arachnids.
Oh, you're
here you come.
Yeah.
Here come some bad guys.
Oh, I see some flamethrowers.
That was unfortunate. You probably, if I were you, I think I'd have stood on the wall. But standing in the sand is also an option. Some unfortunate casualties there I saw.
Yeah.
DVPs have lost an arm. Oh well, these things happen.
I could see one of the troopers just crawling in their blood. The game can be pretty gory at times, right?
Well, yeah, one of the things we're quite happy to have added is kind of a system for the troopers, just because it is so important for those first scenes of Starship Troopers where you got people's legs just disappearing and going in half. And so we've added a whole system of bits and bobs of bodies flying off to make sure, keep everybody entertained.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
Then we got that first attack wave defeated. There's still going to be some bugs coming in from our southwest there that Paolo's going to have to defend against, so he's going to leave his troops there up on the wall. So what we also want a chance to talk about because people haven't seen our user interface before. They've only seen kind of stills from the game. So I could hear myself in the background, by the way, Alberto, if you know. So we got our minimap on the bottom left showing kind of where we are on the map, and the red exclamation marks showing where the bug attack wave is going to come from for now. On this one, we kind of know where they're coming from. And we have also, each of our units has numerous skills. This is our radio bunker, where we purchase the units from. We have our combat engineers who are equipped with flamethrowers and also flame grenades. And you can see these guys up on the wall here, stopping those bugs from climbing these outpost walls. So they're nimble little buggers, and we've got to stop them. Cool, well done, pal. You're doing a sterling job. So what kind of our role here is to basically get these mining shafts up and running. So what you can do is you can go into these mining shafts and check for bugs. So Paolo's going to go and do that. Before he gets there, it's unsurprisingly full of bugs. Because, well, why would we be here if it wasn't full of bugs? So yes, he's got some interesting challenges here of some of these warrior bugs coming out to defend the little nest. He's getting support from that heavy machine gun up on the walls there, and his engineers come around to give him some support as well. But he seems to be doing a decent job of it. It's lost a few guys and girls. All of our the Starship Troopers is well known for having a mixed group of mobile infantry, and sort of our forces here. So he's calling some reinforcements in, or dropship, and he's got to go in there and clean it out just to basically seal off any access to the bugs this mineshaft, so that our miners can come back in and extract the important precious materials.
Oh, sorry, I see a weird notice on the screen. What's that?
Yes. So now he's done that, the bugs have got, well, shall we say, irritated.
Yeah.
So whereas previously you only really had the classic warrior bugs coming and being a bit of a pest, he's now got hoppers as well, which are the people who watch the movie remember are the kind of nasty flying guys who turn up and take people's heads off, that kind of thing. So also importantly, if we go back to the base, Paolo, where you were building that unit. So his engineers on the left there.
Oh yeah.
They've just run off and they're going to build his own HMG turret. So the important thing here is before he didn't have the ability to build that HMG turret because they need support from the fleet. Basically, the fleet need to know you're doing well to give you the resources to build these kind of hard fixed emplacements. This is kind of how our supply system works in Starship Troopers Terran Command. If you have two resources just down, you can see down at the bottom there. Yeah. You've got the square boxes, which are kind of like your standard supply you might see in any other RTS of each unit costs a certain amount and you can build so many of them. Then you also have the kind of the Federation winged symbol, which are the kind of war support, which is how well the fleet and mobile infantry high command think you're doing.
Yeah.
The better you do, the more of those you get, and the more of those points you get, the more cool and fun toys you're able to build. So in this situation, Paolo's choosing to use those to defend his base, but later on he'll find that they could be used for buying more offensive weapons as well.
All right. So now Paolo has pretty much fortified his base, and we're trying to push out to the west to see if we can capture a base there.
Yes, so importantly, Kwalasha, the planet that we're on, isn't at the core of the Federation. It's well out there in the flanks on the wilderness somewhere. So we've got a very nasty kind of atmospheric interference. So unless you hold these radio bases, or as you've seen, radio operators, you can't basically get communications with the fleet up in orbit on the large ships. So it's these kind of core bases that give you that ability to call down dropships and support your troops.
All right.
But also importantly, attached to many of these radio posts like this one, so you see the big boxy containers there are supplies. So you'll notice Paolo now has 20 supply available because he's taken this. And also attached to it to the left there is a command HQ, which gives him the ability now to recruit snipers. So he's got one of those buildings attached to his crew. So he's got to bring a sniper now to help him defend this area.
All right. So what does the sniper unit do?
So the sniper is a classic one. It's a very small elite force. You'll recognise in the movie the comically large lens on the top of the gun. And they're going to be a help to basically pick units off from distance. So one thing Paolo might want to look at here is he's got his mine here. He's going to have to try and take to the top here, but you might want to hold on a second, because also if he looks to his southwest on his minimap, he'll notice there's another hive pulsing away there. If you go down a bit from there, Paolo.
All right.
And by activating this base near to this hive, he's also now made a few other friends.
Yeah.
So it's not just a case of take a thing and move forward, he's now made himself more trouble.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a positive thing here. You might want to go back there and make sure he's got enough reinforcements around that base before moving on.
Basically, we must avoid overextending our lines.
Yes, you basically need to make sure you're secure because the bugs will always keep coming for you. They'll come and try and take your bases off the way. You see there, they're getting round to the back side, and if he's not careful, he'll be missing a base where he thought he had one. Cool.
Right.
So one thing with rifle troopers, so the guys and down there, most units have special abilities as well. So the rifle troopers have grenades, and also they can use their underslung shotguns on their Marita Mark 1 rifles. The combat engineers can throw flame grenades. Radio operators can call in dropships, and snipers have a kind of special shots that help them take down big units and basically stun them for temporarily.
Yeah.
So he's closed this mine down now, but he's also irritated these kind of drone bugs as kind of like young warriors that are out there in this little extension hive. So he's having to send in his engineers to put down this trouble. So what you can do right now is you probably want to use your engineers to burn it down, Paolo, and pull your other guys out of the way before they get to burn it themselves. Yeah, friendly fire is a thing. You might not want to stand there, mate.
Well, I mean, when you join up for the mobile infantry,
well, yes,
it's
it's true. It's nice to not be killed by your friends. It's nice to be killed by the enemy. And if I was you, Paolo, I'd take one of those infantry units, maybe that no pips guy, and go and defend that other base. If I was you. There you go. So get some grenades in there, get that thing brought down. So you notice there that rifle trooper he's using right now. He's got 2 pips above his emblem. That's one's gained experience through combat, and is now not only is they perform better in combat, but they've also unlocked the high explosive grenade requisition, which will be very useful against some of the larger bugs you might find out there.
Yeah. All right. So we destroyed that hive.
We have. Though I think you really should send another trooper to defend that base. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble later on. Yes, that's it. I think you're going to need some help over there, Paolo. So, yes. So he's going to send his engineers over there, and if I were you, I'd probably build a HMG turret in the bottom left.
All right.
So we've taken this mine. There's 2 others on this map, so we've got to go and take the one over in the northeast next. So we'll let Paolo do a bit of rearranging and plonk down a HMG turret.
Yeah.
So because you're the mobile infantry, they're quite mobile. So if they can group select them.
I think you need to
so you can select all you guys, take transport, and because you're near a radio operator, you can plonk down a radio signal, drop zone, and request a drop ship to basically port your guys all the way across the other side of the map. Actually, it's probably worth checking on that main base, Paolo, so I can see some people attacking you. Because the other thing, because Paolo's now taken this mine, the bugs know you're here, they're still more angry. To be honest, they're never not angry. So if you scroll back to the main base now, you'll notice there's a 3rd pulsing exclamation mark on the minimap.
Oh yeah.
Meaning he's not only got troops coming from these kind of east side, but also from the south side as well. So those HMG turrets are doing sterling work. Well done, Paolo. So his troops have been taken over. They're now here in the main base. So they can all potter off. We're going to go and try and take that place to the northeast. So yeah, so each of these bases kind of has things attached to them. So you can see here we've got multiple drop zones for that base. Some of the small bases only have 1 drop zone to make it harder to get through. The bugs have got a bit more
they're
angry.
evolving once again.
Yes, so it's a whole new threat. These are spitter bugs, which are not really seen in the movies. These guys are, if anyone's played the role-playing game, you'll know them from that. But that's about 2 people. So they'll start turning up later, and they're a nasty threat because they're a ranged threat. So whereas all these other warriors obviously want to get up in your face and help you to detach your leg from your body, the other spitters are quite able to hang back behind those line of warriors and cover you in goop. So Paolo's got to take this satellite station, which is another base to communicate with the fleet, and attached to this satellite station is an ammo depot. So rather than a command post, and the ammo depot unlocks 2 other unit types of Mark II troopers with the Mark II Marita rifle, and also rocket troopers. So Paolo can bring down his Mark II troopers, but he's noticeably he hasn't got enough supply now to buy some rocket troopers, so he might find that he might hit a bit of trouble soon. We'll find out. People die. He'll get his supply freed up. It's fine. The wonderful benefits of the Starship Troopers thing is that people get killed.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So he's got now a new challenge. He's got 2 hives here who are attacking this base. Actually 3 if he counts cleverly. So he's got a hive to the left, a hive to the right, and he's stuck here in the middle of you. So he's sending his troops out to kind of clear the local area of any arachnid menace. Then he can start cleaning them down.
I noticed that some of the units have some pips on top of their icons. What does it mean?
Yeah, so I said the kind of more experience, so the more you can keep your units alive, the more experience they get, the better they get. Of course, the survivability expectation of your mobile infantry, not always so great, but sometimes it works fine.
I think Paolo is getting attacked from both sides there.
Yeah, so he's doing a reasonable job. He might want to. Oh, there you go. There's the spitters. There's some spitter group coming in. Just going to start causing him some trouble. So yes, he's having to move up closer, use his shotguns to try and put them down. Sorry, Alberto.
The tunnel is pretty close. Maybe he can push forward and capture that. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. He's got to be reasonably careful, but it's certainly worth trying to suppress that tunnel.
Nice.
There we go, that's more like it. Although I think he may have got a few of his own chaps in that particular fusillade, but yeah, they got him.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, someone else died, poor girl. So he's nearly there, he feels like he's got to do it. That rifle troop may or may not survive. No. Oh well, these things happen. At least now he can buy his Rocketeers. Those Rocket Troopers, they cost both manpower supply and war support supply, because you need people, but also the Federation doesn't let anyone just run around with a great big rocket launcher with an attack oxy nuke attached to it.
I can tell there's never a dull moment in this game, It's exciting, it's fast-paced, and you basically, there's a constant back and forth between the arachnids.
Yes, I'm just those pings on his minimap show someone's climbing up his wall, his main base, so it's a good job he's got some good defensive lines there. So there you go, he goes through there, and he can probably send in those Mark II troopers there to probably clean the hive out if you wanted to. Oh, no, there's some more bad guys coming out. Run away, get some reinforcements, Paolo. Get some dropships in.
Oh, nice to see rocket troopers.
And the rocket troopers, by default, they kind of fire a shaped charge for taking on armored units, but they have a special ability if Paolo wants to fire high explosive units. High explosive rocket that really does a lot of damage to splash, but also tends to kill your own guys. So, swings and roundabouts. So he's got to go in there, clean it out. I think that's probably it for that. There we go, some reinforcements coming in. There you go, well done, Paolo.
Nice.
Nicely cleared out. So now his next stage of mission is over on his east, as you're looking at it. There's another mine, which is the ultimate objective. So he's going to go and try and push on that. Go on, yeah, get some more troops in there, Paolo. Yeah, maybe don't lead with the rocket troop, though. Maybe get someone in front of him. There we go, that's more like it. There you go, lobbing some underslung. So the Marita Mark II rifle comes with an underslung grenade launcher. So these guys can not only operate as heavy fire suppression, but also stand behind the lines, lobbing explosives over the top. Because one of the kind of important features of Starship Troopers is that a lot of your units block line of fire for your other units, so you can't just stack them up. So it's important to have troops like the snipers and the rocket troopers who fight. That's a problem.
Oh my god.
So those engineers aren't in the best situation, in all honesty. But there you go. And he's gone down, and
nicely done, Paolo.
Oh, wow, blimey, Paolo, well reacted.
Yeah.
He did a very good job of that. I think it's almost like he knew it was coming with those rocket troopers there.
Yeah, so the rocket troopers is really good at penetrating armor.
Yes, that's kind of the primary utility of put down heavily armored bugs. There are more than just the tankers in the final game, but this is what you get to see here. And he's going to kind of put these guys down, something out, throw some fire grenades in there to keep them pinned in, and then clean through. He's cleaning house very nicely.
Nice.
So yeah, so part of what Paolo's doing quite well here is he's spreading his forces out. So he's got forces back defending, forces back attacking. He does have attack. Unfortunately, his problem now is because he's cleaned this one out, and he's obviously got hoppers attacking units that aren't very good at taking out. He's got no snipers, so those hoppers are doing quite a lot of damage. This is what you get for not bringing snipers, Paolo, I'm afraid. So there's a few little guys losing their heads there, I think. Oh, unfortunate. I'm going to get back to your main base and get some help. So he's kind of now in the end stages of the map. Really, he's only got one mine left to take, and the bugs are fully irritated, shall we say? So there's 4 flashing emblems over there. It's good work. Get those snipers out there, take down. And yes, there are bug holes, and yes, you can nuke them, but you need to get your rocket troopers up to level 2 to get access to those cave cracker warheads.
I think those snipers are just going on their own.
That's the unfortunate thing. If you don't tell them to attack, unfortunate. You never trust command, soldier. Never trust command. So he's kind of in the last thrust of his. He's mostly on top. This is just one way of playing this map. He didn't have to play it this way. So one of the real things we're going after with a lot of the Starship Troopers Terran Command's levels is to give people kind of the freedom to solve the maps how they want to. So if Paolo wants to, he could have kept pushing around from the clockwise. He could have gone down to the southwest. There's some hidden supply caches down the southwest he could have found. He could have cleared off that bug hive near his initial base, so he could have brought more troops over to the east side.
Yeah.
So a lot of what we're trying to do is give people that kind of freedom and flexibility to enjoy the game how they want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And try to keep people alive, because, it's a nice thing to do. Oh dear, more ambush. More dead. Oh well. They serve the Federation well.
Yeah. It's their duty and their privilege.
Yes. Oh no, these guys are actually doing well. He's got some level 3 Mark II guys there now, so they've got access to armor-piercing volleys, which basically will punch through bugs and armor. They'll go through one bug to the next bug to the next bug to the next bug. So you get a big old nest of them who can scythe them down like the Reaper.
All right, so...
Cool. Go on, Paolo. Go and take that last hive. You know you want to. He's feeling strong.
Actually. I'm surprised.
Yeah, no, yes. As a small secret, he may have played this before. There you go. So he's got to head up here. There's one last hive to clear out. It's a bit of a hard attack because you've got to come straight up this slope, and there's unsurprisingly bugs in the way. And I think someone in the chat saying is a friendly fire thing. Oh dear, hostile fires, I think. By default, your troops won't kill each other, but if you start using special abilities, that's your own risk. If you're going to start going around throwing grenades and lobbing tactical rocket strikes at your own men, yeah, that's your thing. That's your doing. So you get to kill them.
Pretty cool. All right.
Yes.
So I think we made a lot of progress here today. Of course, this is just one type of mission that will be in the final game. Of course, as mentioned, this is still in pre-beta stage, so expect a lot of polish improvement. So this version of the game is subject to change. We're really looking forward to sending the game out. Here's another tanker bug. Let's just see how this plays out. Oh yeah, that's a lot.
I think he'll be fine. Oh, those rocket troopers are firing at the warriors. They probably shouldn't be. That might get messy. Oh, there's people on fire. Oh well.
But yeah, as I was saying, we're really looking forward to sending the game out there to beta testers, to those of you who have applied to the beta. We're really looking forward to hearing what you think. It's really important for us to get this done right. We know there's a lot of hype and anticipation about the game. We don't have a lot of time yet, so let's just try to wrap it up here.
Yes.
We hope you really enjoyed this showcase of Starship Troopers Terran Command. You can expect a lot of news about the game in the future. There's a lot more that we are going to show you about the game. Several types of missions, different units, different types of enemies, the single-player campaign. There's just a lot to this. But I'm afraid this is it for today. So I'm running out of time, so I must say goodbye to you now, but we'll be back on the main stage pretty soon because Mark has some exciting news to share with you. Bye, guys.